Okay, so have you seen Wrangler? The 13-week-old Today Show puppy has quite the purpose. Joining the Today Show family back in January, Wrangler comes on the show once a week to be trained, ultimately to become a guide dog.
And that work that Wrangler will do one day is already happening every day here in Chicago. Guide dogs paired with someone who is visually impaired. So this morning we are joined by Greg Polman and his guide dog Ruben. And Greg, you are with the Chicago Lighthouse, and we're also joined by Steve Pangere and his guide dog Hope. And Steve, you are the founder of the Pangere Center for Inherited Retinal Diseases, correct?
Correct.
Okay, good morning to both of you. You both work for organizations that champion and support people who are visually impaired. Greg, let's start with you. Describe for us, if you will, your daily experience with Ruben and what kinds of things Ruben helps you out with.
Okay. Every day when we leave for work, we leave our condominium and we walk 2 blocks to get to catch a bus on Clark. We cross the street, we wait for the bus, and then Ruben leads me to the door of the bus, and then we go on and sit down. After we leave the bus, we transfer at the State of Illinois building, so it's quite a large building, and he maneuvers through it to go and catch the green line to the pink line so that we can get off at Polk Street.
That's a lot of travel, and there's a lot of people you're coming into contact with during that commute. Steve, over to you now. What do you want the public to know about people who are visually impaired with guide dogs with regard to the public? Do you get people coming up and trying to pet these guys?
Occasionally, yes, we do. And we try to tell them that please don't pet the dog. She loses focus. And that when she's in her harness, when she's off harness, you can pet the dog. But it's very difficult when you have little kids coming up and they want a pet. So once in a while we let them give them a little pet.
You do, but generally it's please don't pet. It's a working dog.
Correct. She's got a sign on her. Unfortunately, some people can't read. They do bend down and they'll pet, and then they'll ask me, can I pet that dog?
Well, they're absolutely adorable, so you can kind of understand where the little kids are coming from on that one. But Steve, back over to you. How much training did Hope go through to become your guide dog and be able to service at a high level?
Well, the way it works is she's after she's born, she stays at the school for 2 months. Then she's given to a family as a puppy raiser, and they keep them for about 14 to 16 months. Goes back to school for 4 months, 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, and she goes through rigid training. Then we're matched, and then I go in for 4 weeks and stay with her, and I'm trained.
Greg, with your morning commute, how difficult would that be without Ruben here?
Well, I traveled for many years using a cane, and one of the reasons I got a dog guide is because the environment has gotten so noisy, cars are quieter, and having Ruben makes that commute much easier and some reassurance in case one of the cars that one can't normally hear these days tries to turn, he'll automatically stop.
That makes sense. Steve, before we go, can you show us a little bit of a demonstration for some of the ways that Hope is able to help you out? If viewers can't see the bottom of your screen, we're up on 2 steps right now to get to this level. There you go.
Okay. Okay, Hope. Forward, forward, forward. She'll pause. Forward, pause, forward. Good girl. Good girl. Forward. Good
so she
girl.
pauses,
Good
and
girl.
that way Steve knows exactly when there's a step down. And that's pretty standard among these guide dogs, correct?
Yes.
Forward?
Yes, they're taught to stop at corners. And usually to cross a corner, you need to give them the command. They can't see the lights like a lot of people think.
Amazing animals. Thank you both. Actually, thank you all four for being here today. It's an honor to meet you. And for more information on some of the outstanding work that Lighthouse Chicago, or the Chicago Lighthouse, I should say, is doing right here in Chicago, you can visit their website at chicagolighthouse.org.